Okay, well, I hope you guys are still interested in doing this stuff because we're getting into the mechanics, as you can possibly tell here. And guys, I want to give you guys an idea on how you can transfer your sigil. And there's so many different things that you can do, and this is where everybody's unique, and everybody gets to put in their own special skills and talents into their practice, where they can make these things into forms. So here's the sigil that we talked about yesterday. I just drew it out so people can get an idea. You know, like I said, there's so many different things you can do. I'm just going to share one idea with you. These are magic squares right here. This is the moon. This is the most commonly used one. Now, everything you'll notice that I do is based on, I always do everything with my own hands. I make everything with it. This is just an old one that I use, but I wanted to show you that this process, since it's about relationships, you are encouraged to make sure that your own hands make these things. I mean, you can still do it on Photoshop. I know people who still do that kind of thing. You know, they can manipulate the images that way, and it's still their own hand, right? Because they're guiding the mouse. These are the ideas that they share. So I'm not going to say you shouldn't do that, but that's not something that I do. Everything I do, again, is with my own hand. I'm just going to show you a piece here that you can make these magic squares any way you like, and this helps with accuracy in your remote viewing as well, by the way, guys. So I don't want to show you this whole piece, but I want to at least show you that's another magic square. You can make these for anything, okay? And this helps you get a more detailed and refined understanding of what you are looking for. So this is part of a meditation here, and relaxation is a process as well. And you don't actually find that moment, but you experience it. Okay. Another way to understand how the magic squares work is you can write this same sigil on the back side of the paper. Okay. So it would go here. Okay. And then what you would do is you would take your magic square, you'd put it underneath, you'd lay it down if you wanted the energy of the moon to be built into it. And then with a you scrape over it like this, or you can scrape over it like this, depending on what you want to do, down, up. All these things have rhyme and reason. You do it like this, you do it, like this, you can do it any way you want to do it. That is important. So that brings up a good point. When you see, and you laugh and you see these guys with these robes and these pentagrams and these triangles, and, you'll notice on my thing here, that I have layers to it, right? There's layers to each one of these, okay? There's a reason for all of this. So I know it looks funny and people laugh at it, but there's a ritual behind this because every piece is a symphony, okay? And it has to fit together, right? It has to fit together in a way that is understandable. So you take bicycle, 2 cycles, you put them into the trinity of the color system. The trinity of the color system here is red, black, and white. Let's see. Let's make sure that that is correct. That one's colorful. So we have black and white, the Joker, there we go, and red and white. So there's 3 colors that are in a deck of cards. So that would be another layer, right, built into it. Another thing, too, that been asked is, since sound is such an important aspect to things, I do, when you do this kind of work, you see how there's dots here? Each one of these represents a sound wave as well. And when you create your sigil, let's go back to that real quick, there are times when you put in dots, right? Any way that you want. This one's supposed to be Saturn. That one's supposed to be Jupiter. If you look closely, if I can get that in there for you, each one of these things represents something for you to encode your, your sigil in the way that you want. Because then when you transfer this to whatever you're looking for, now you've given it life. And then when that thing is destroyed, you're releasing that. Okay? One of the points I wanted to bring up too is how I organize the planetary part of it as well. is I do it in a way that is based off of an order of the planets. So that order comes from the Antikythera mechanism. And what that is an old ancient Greek mechanism, or excuse me, a machine that was found at the bottom of the Mediterranean. Excuse me, drinking my coffee here. It's early in the morning. And it taught me what order to put things in. So the moon is the top and first order. Then it goes Mercury, or excuse me, then the true sun, then Mercury, then Venus, and then I think it's the day of the year. And then it goes to Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and then it's the 360 or 364 day calendar that they have. And then it's the zodiac of the 360 degrees itself. And this supplies you with your star chart. So that is important too, to have the stars involved. What do I do with that one? Okay, I don't have that one here, no big deal. But that's important too. So when I mentioned to you guys that you become the target, what I'm describing is that is your mission. Your mission is to put you in the center of the target, okay? You are the center of the target. So this is where you get hit. This is where things happen, okay? That's why you got to be careful what you do under this system that I'm describing here with you guys today, okay? So that is your foundational piece. For me, I am accessing this in a Trinity system. So I have sound, I have light, I have my masculine force on my feminine side to allow me that yin and yang experience, because that's how I can relate, is through a duality. And then I have my cup, or my feminine energy, on my fire side, which is something that I can receive in gratitude. So I get lots of information because I'm cooking it, so to speak. It's getting hot, right? And that feminine energy is the balance of the opposite nature over there. And then, of course, H is your health, W is your wealth, and then the consciousness in the center, which is your 4-part elemental experience of your senses, the 4 senses that you have. The sense of touch is not a sense, it's a collective. It's what I would call the habitat itself, okay? So that's how you build your mission. And then what you can do is you can, this is what I was talking about, but the mechanisms of the planetary pieces as well. And then you can extrapolate that out of your center to allow you to have reinforcement with the planetary spheres if you believe in the consciousness model in which you hear today. Again, you have to have certain assumptions in order to practice this type of remote viewing and type of magic that we're talking about here. I'm just showing you a couple of the black ones because these are actually activators and these do things. So people out there, forgive me if you're not into this kind of thing, you know, don't look at these, okay? Because they do different things. All right? So this is like, think of it like an egg. What are you looking